For the next part of the tutorial, I'm showing you how to sew the zip in. And what I do is the original wool that or the cotton that I crocheted around the edge, I've pulled 2 strands off. As you can see, there's 2 strands there to sew with. And I've started from there and I've done so far here, and how I'm sewing is I'm doing a back stitch, but going through the center of the V here where you can see so I'm going through there and coming through the center of the next one. And that is, you see those stitches on the other side, but when you put the lining in, the lining covers them so you don't see them. So I'm going through the V and coming back through the next one. And I can only do 1 or 2 stitches of these because I'm looking down a camera and it's not as clear as just using my own eyesight looking at the thing. So that is how you sew the zip on. So when you come to the end of the zip, you have to open it up like I have done, and I've pinned the other side. This can be done on a sewing machine, but I find it much easier to do it by hand. So finish, don't go right to the very end of the piece here, leave it just a little bit open like that, so that you can go across to the other side. You have to keep the pin in place until you get it the stitch in the right place. So only go through the actual white stitches, not the actual zip. Just pull it through and do a stitch over the top just to tighten it. And then I'll take that pin out that's holding that in place there, and then start sewing down the other side exactly the same as what you did on the first side. Go through the center V and back stitch. And then just do that back stitch all the way down till you get to the other end. So I have now stitched down the other side and I've come to the end here, and you want to leave enough of the white part on the end for when you pull the zip. As you can see, that side there comes around the edge of the zip, and you want the same on this side here. So if you stitch that all the way down to the end of the zip, you won't be able to move it, so leave that bit loose. So when you come to do the sides, you just push those bits down and the bits of the zip down and join the pieces of the white crochet part of the zip. So it's like that. So that is your stitching you can see on the wrong side of the zip, and I did have to join a little bit. I didn't have quite enough to finish, but I've joined it there. But that will be hidden anyway with the lining. So I just have to finish off this little bit here. And you just need to go a few times through the stitch. If I can get the needle through without going through the zip itself. So you just need to do 1 or 2 stitches like that to finish off the stitching on the zip. I usually do it 3 times like that, and then you just need to cut that bit off. And that is the zip in place, apart from the ends that you have to push down and bring those ends up over the end to tidy up the ends of the zip. That's all that is for. So that is a zip, and then I will show you how to put the lining in. And I am now going to sew each side of this little bit of material for the lining for the pouch. And I haven't got my scissors, or those ones will do. So that's one side done. Do the other one now. So that is the lining done. Just a small seam up the side, and I've messed a little bit of thread there. So I just have to put that lining now into the pouch. It was a bit hard to get this thing set up to show you the sewing machine. So that is the lining done, and I have pressed the top part of the lining down so it makes it easier, and we're going to put it into the bag. And I'm going to pin it so it covers the stitching there. And that is how I'll pin it all the way around, so that the edge, and then I will be starting to sew it. So I will pin it first and I'll come back and show you. So I have now pinned the lining all the way around, as you can see in the zip, and I am just doing an over stitch, and I'm only actually stitching over that there is the white thread that I stitched the zip on with, and I'm just going through that and through the material and pulling it through. That's how I'm going to stitch the lining all the way around. And then when I finish that, I will show you how to close up the sides. So that is the lining done, and as you can see, I've just over sewn there, and it doesn't make any difference what colour thread you use there because of all the different colours in. It's going to show anyway. So that is the lining sewn in, and now I'm going to show you how I do the close up the sides. And I brought the two pieces together here. I'll close this, it will make it easier. Now open it. I think the zip's better open. As you can see there, I've brought the two pieces together and I've closed up the side, and I'm going to go through one stitch through the same stitch on the other side. And you have to push those pieces of the zip, the end pieces of the zip down. And you will pick the two bits of the white crochet that's closest together, and just pull through one side and then through the other side. That side. And that's all you do on this side. Just sew those backwards and forwards from one side to the other. The lining gets in the way, just push it in out of the way. You can always straighten it out afterwards. And that is all you do for the lining, for the close up the sides. So that is all closed up now, and we're on to the last stitch on the bottom. The last stitch on the bottom, I'm just going to wrap around the needle a couple of times. That secures a knot, and then just take your needle up way up the center of the thing and just take it out so far up. And then just cut it off. That's how you close the side up. It's very simple, just a zigzag across, and I'll do the other side now and show you the finished product. So that is the pouch completely finished. Lining in, zip in. The sides done. And I put just a little bit extra on the zip, so I'll show you what I do with that. So I have cut 3 strands of the white cotton that I used for around here, and I've threaded it through the little hole in the end of the zip, and I'm going to plait this a few, just to make a little bit easier to get a hold of the zip when you pull it. And that's just a little bit plaiting like that, and then I will tie a knot in it and cut the end off. So there you see, a little bit plait and tied a knot, and now I'll cut the then you have something easier to get hold of the zip, to just pull it. So that is the end of that tutorial, and if you like that tutorial, would like to see more anytime, give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.